Nearly 3 decades after one of the most talked about celebrity unions in history, Priscilla Presley has reopened a chapter many thought was long closed. In a recent interview, she spoke candidly about her late daughter Lisa Marie Presley's marriage to Michael Jackson, and in doing so, reignited one of Hollywood's most enduring debates: was their love real, or just another act in the spectacle of fame? The revelation came in September 2025, when Priscilla appeared in a sit-down interview and reflected on her daughter's short-lived relationship with the king of pop. Her words were careful, but pointed. "When my daughter told me about Michael," she recalled, "I told her I wasn't really for that. I knew Michael loved attention, and he does." That single quote was enough to send social media into overdrive. Fans began dissecting her tone, questioning her motives, and dragging up the ghosts of 1994, the year Lisa Marie Presley shocked the world by marrying Michael Jackson. The internet, as it often does, chose sides quickly. Some defended Priscilla's candor, calling her a mother finally speaking her truth. Others accused her of rewriting history, and speaking only now that Lisa Marie, who passed away in 2023, could no longer answer for herself. But beyond the gossip, Priscilla's words tap into something larger: the strange, fragile relationship between truth, memory, and celebrity legacy. When Lisa Marie Presley and Michael Jackson announced their marriage in 1994, the world didn't just react, it combusted. The king of pop, then 35, was facing mounting scrutiny following allegations that had tarnished his reputation. The daughter of the king of rock and roll was freshly divorced, young, beautiful, and carrying a legacy almost as heavy as Michael's. Together, they seemed both impossibly mismatched and strangely perfect, two child stars born into fame they never chose, finding solace in each other's chaos. According to those close to Lisa Marie, the connection was real. They spent hours talking on the phone before they began dating, bonding over their parallel experiences with fame. Both had lost pieces of childhood to the demands of stardom, both had complicated relationships with their parents, and both had been misunderstood by the media. But from the start, Priscilla Presley was wary. She later revealed that she thought the relationship was moving far too quickly. Michael proposed within days of dating, and Lisa Marie said yes. "She told me on the third day that he wanted to marry her," Priscilla said. "I told her I wasn't really for that." By the time the media caught on, the couple had already wed in a private ceremony in the Dominican Republic. The secrecy only added to the frenzy. When they appeared together at the MTV Video Music Awards later that year, sealing their appearance with a public kiss, it became one of the most replayed moments of the decade. For some, it was a fairy tale. For others, it was a carefully orchestrated performance, an image repair for Michael and a media trap for Lisa Marie. Privately, their marriage was more complex than the tabloids ever allowed it to be. Lisa Marie was known for her blunt honesty and protective nature, while Michael, despite his public eccentricities, was reportedly tender and shy behind closed doors. Their dynamic was both passionate and volatile. Lisa Marie once described Michael as a drug, someone she couldn't stay away from but knew could consume her. "I fell for him, I really did," she said in a later interview. "But I had to choose between him and my sanity." Those close to the couple say that Lisa Marie tried to ground him, encouraging him to take breaks, to eat, to step away from the circus that surrounded his every move. Michael, in turn, leaned on her as a confidant during one of the most turbulent periods of his career. But by 1996, the fairy tale had collapsed. The pair divorced quietly, promising to remain friends. "We're still close," Lisa Marie told Rolling Stone years later, though her voice hinted at exhaustion more than nostalgia. Priscilla Presley's latest comments would have been explosive in any year. But the timing, coinciding with the global buzz surrounding the new Michael biopic, raised eyebrows. The film, backed by the Jackson estate, promises to portray Michael's true story with family involvement, sparking renewed debate about how much of his life was performance and how much was pain. So, when Priscilla decided to speak, many wondered whether her timing was accidental or strategic. Pop culture analyst Dr. Amara Jensen suggests that such interviews often follow a pattern. Whenever there's a major media project about a celebrity, Jensen explains, you'll see connected figures, family, friends, collaborators, stepping forward. Sometimes it's about reclaiming narrative. Sometimes it's about visibility. In other words, when the world starts talking about Michael again, it's not unusual for those in his orbit to resurface. But Priscilla's situation is different. She isn't just anyone in the story, she's Lisa Marie's mother, the last surviving guardian of the Presley name. Her words carry weight, and the public listens even when it doesn't agree. Still, not everyone saw her comments as motherly concern. Across TikTok, X, and fan forums, thousands of users accused Priscilla of disrespecting her daughter's memory. One viral post read, "Lisa Marie defended Michael until her death. Now Priscilla's speaking like she knows everything, when the one who lived it isn't here to correct her." Others were more blunt. They reminded her of her own past, her teenage relationship with Elvis Presley, which began when she was just 14. "Lady, you were with Elvis as a teen," one user wrote. "Maybe don't throw stones from Graceland." The internet, as always, plays judge, jury, and publicist all at once. But beneath the snark, the reaction speaks to a deeper discomfort, the way celebrity families continue to fight over control of the past, even decades later. For all the noise, Priscilla's words touch on something painfully universal: how parents interpret the lives of their children after they're gone. Lisa Marie spent much of her life in the shadow of her father's myth. Her marriage to Michael only intensified that glare, a union between two icons born into impossible expectations. Priscilla, who had also lived under that kind of scrutiny, saw it from a distance and, perhaps, recognized the danger. Was her warning rooted in maternal instinct or hindsight bias? It's hard to tell. Memory bends easily under the weight of loss. Cultural historian Elena Marks notes, when family members retell stories after a loved one's death, it's rarely just about accuracy. It's about reconciliation, making sense of choices that can no longer be explained firsthand. That may be what Priscilla is doing now, rewriting, not maliciously, but as a way to find closure in a story that has never really ended. It's hard to overstate how much Lisa Marie and Michael's marriage symbolized at the time. It wasn't just a celebrity union, it was the collision of two royal dynasties of American pop culture. Both the Presley and Jackson names represented not just fame, but entire eras of music history. When those legacies intertwined, they carried the weight of expectation, and of scrutiny. Yet, in private moments, those who were there recall a surprisingly ordinary connection. They laughed. They argued. They planned a future that never came. In many ways, their marriage was a rare attempt at normalcy from two people who had never experienced it. But love in the public eye rarely survives unscathed. Priscilla's comments have reminded the world that even the most glamorous stories come with fractures. In reopening the conversation, she hasn't just revived gossip, she's highlighted the fragile humanity behind celebrity mythology. For some, her words are too little, too late. For others, they're a reminder that grief doesn't follow the rules of public relations. In an era where every celebrity revelation is instantly dissected and memed, it's easy to forget that the Presleys and the Jacksons are real families, bound by loss, ego, and memory. And maybe that's the quiet tragedy of it all: no matter how many interviews are given or documentaries are made, no one will ever fully know what happened behind closed doors between Lisa Marie Presley and Michael Jackson. What remains are fragments, stories told by those who loved them, defended them, or doubted them. Decades after their whirlwind marriage ended, the fascination remains. Michael Jackson's legend continues to evolve through film and music, while Lisa Marie's death cemented her as one of Hollywood's most enigmatic figures, a woman who lived boldly in the shadow of two kings. And now, Priscilla, the matriarch who has survived them all, is left to shape the family's narrative once again. Whether her latest reflections are honest, protective, or performative may never be fully known. But one thing is certain: every time Priscilla Presley speaks, she reminds the world that the intersection of fame, family, and memory is rarely clean, and never quiet. As the lights of Graceland still glow and Michael's music continues to play, their stories remain intertwined, beautiful, tragic, and forever misunderstood.